thanks to our officials for tonight's game. The referee is Bill Crum. Head linesman Jason Seahusen. The umpire Keith Banks. Line judge Jay Flora. And box judge Andy Woodley. Thanks, gentlemen, for being here.
Good evening, folks, and welcome to a packed Tiger Stadium here at Gilbert, Iowa, where the hometown Tigers, an undefeated 5-0, are set to defend their turf against the visiting Carlisle Wildcats, who come into tonight's matchup 2-3 and hungry for an upset. Last week, the Tigers lit up a scoreboard in a dominant 55-6 homecoming win over Bondurant Farrar. Records don't win football games. It's about who shows up tonight. And speaking of showing up, joining me, Steve. So that Tiger offense that's pounding the ground is going to get an opportunity to still do so.
I can't hear you either. That's the thing. I just can't hear each other.
Right.
Because I see we're talking. It's turning green.
I can hear you now. Can you hear anything? Test.
I can't hear him.
Back for the Tigers is number 1, Aiden Rash, number 10, Ian Eldred, and 23, Tayton Ward.
Can you talk now?
Yes. Can you hear me?
Now I can hear you.
Okay,
now
perfect.
We're good. All right, now we're good. Ready to go.
Kicking off for the Wildcats is number 3, Isaac Burke.
All right. Tigers get the football here, ready to get this game going.
.81-degree temperature, 10-mile-an-hour wind out of the north in a balmy October evening.
Wasn't expecting this type of weather.
Not at all.
So.
Taking it about the 2-yard line, gets up to the 10, on the left-hand side, 15, 20. 26-yard line. Nice return there, I think, by Eldred.
That was Eldred deep right there. It was a good setup wall. We had a good return going on our left side there.
The Tigers are returning 9 seniors from a year ago on that 9-2 campaign. Under the helm is senior quarterback Ethan Rash, 5'11", 180 pounds, now in his second year in Coach Lund's offense. I think he's got 7 touchdowns on the year, 6 of those rushing.
Yeah, I think that's what, we like that, run that ball, keep that ball, pounding it at us. So we'll see, probably keep that same thing going here with our double wings.
And the pitch to Canton Wine. Finds some room along the right side of the line. Good enough for a gain of 6-7 yards.
Good movement there up front. Good push by our offensive line. Their defensive line still looks pretty decent size for them right there, but we got a good push up front. Good returning, a whole good returning line there up front on that offensive line.
Out of that offensive line, we mentioned Mason Griffin, one of the captains tonight, but also number 71, Trent Wesselman, 6'5", 290 pounds.
Good push up front. See another one here. Same
right side of the line, good enough for a first down.
Nice
run
job
by Canton Wine.
Nice job by Cameron right there. He was able to, he looked inside first, was able to find that hole on his right side a little bit more to gain those extra couple yardage to move the chains.
That rush is good for a Tiger first down, 1st and 10 ball at the 40-yard line.
So Carlisle looking here at their defense. I could tell, you know, as they keep looking around, a couple of guys up front are looking to see how we're coming up in our set. They got 4 down linemen. 2 linebackers on the inside.
Fierce in motion. Oh, bobbled the snap. Rash does pick it up. Gets dropped at about the 30-yard line, though.
Yeah, that was one of those plays. I wasn't sure if he was actually trying to pull it right at the last minute, and then in that process, him and Cameron kind of ended up hitting into each other, and the ball popped out on one of those. It looked like he was doing an option play to that left side.
It is a 9-yard loss, so 2nd and 19 ball now at the 31-yard line.
You know, like I was telling you, the funniest thing is I coached 7th grade and we played Carlisle coming up, so I've like been watching some of their offense here just this recently, so it's the same kind of stuff.
And it looks like it's can't tell if that was a read option there where he went with the running back, but Canton Wine runs, maybe gets back to the line of scrimmage, brings up 3rd and long.
Looks like right there we just tried to run that same play we did 2 plays ago, just the other side, running that read option. You know, we're trying a good job of trying to hold it as long as we can in the pocket or in their gut there, and then seeing if we can see, are they going to crash down on that running back, or are they going to have to pull it for that option look here. Now we come out in our twins look over here.
Yeah, heading into last week, I didn't think we would have a passing game, but we threw a touchdown for 66 yards last week, so there's that opportunity. But the pitch is to Canton Wine. He tries to stretch the field on the far side of near side of the field. Gains a few, but it'll bring up 4th and long. Tigers will bring the punting unit out onto the field.
Good job by Carlisle right there. They were able to keep that edge and keep pushing him, and they had a good pursuit coming. So biggest thing for the Gilbert Tigers was we were trying to get that edge, and Cameron just couldn't quite get all the way around.
Punting for the Tigers, number 4, Gabe Fierce, averaging 28 yards per punt. And back for the Carlisle Wildcats is number 1, Hayden Schulte. He's got 3 returns for an average of 12 yards. Oh, that's a heck of a punt.
That's to number 19.
Yep.
Jackson
Klein.
Hoverstein.
I'm sorry.
Isn't it?
Yeah, you're right. I was looking at the offensive lineman. Yep, you're right.
Jackson. So, good coverage, though, for us.
Carlisle will take over, 1st and 10 ball at the 35-yard line with 8:31 left to go in the first quarter.
Fierce got a good leg under that, and we had a pretty good coverage coming down the field to hold them for not a big gain on that return. So Gilbert Tiger coming on their defense right now. Carlisle coming out with the twin set. Still tight offense here.
C.J. Haug under center, their quarterback. And the handoff up the middle.
Okay.
Number three, Isaac Burke with the carry on the right-hand side.
Yeah. Good run by number 3 there. He was able to find the crease to be able to get himself back there. We were right there at the initial play. We just didn't quite finish our tackle all the way through. So our offense here.
Looks like a gain of 6, yep. Haug is in his 2nd year as a starter for Carlisle, so does have a wealth of experience. This time the handoff up the middle, nothing doing. Good tack there by 52, Van Cleve.
41.
And 41, Beauchart.
Yep.
Beauchart.
Yep. Good stop there on that read option. Looks like the Gilbert Tiger offense right there too. They're running that read option coming out there. They kept it on their inside. Nice job of the Gilbert Tiger defense staying on that running back. So big 3rd down play here, 3rd and 4.
Yeah, this homecoming crowd on its feet, trying to will the Tigers for a good big stop here. 3rd and 4, ball at the 41-yard line. Haug surveys the field, goes under center, fakes the handoff, looks to pass downfield. He is rushed, and he is taken down.
Nice job.
Aiden Rash, number 1, first to get to him.
Good job off the edge by Aiden right there coming. I think we had a corner coming out on that side over there, a corner blitz coming. Good penetration by Aiden there, able to get the pressure. Good coverage on the backside over here on the twin set, being able to allow that sack to get there.
Number 45, Carter Berg, back for the Wildcats to punt. Gets it off. Looks like it's going to hit the ground. Fierce is going to let it bounce, and it'll go out of bounds about the 20-yard line.
Yep. All right, good job on the Gilbert Tiger defense. That's what we needed to see right away. I think that's what we're going to see a lot tonight. It's like
this game's going to go by quick, I think.
Yeah.
Going to see a lot of running on both teams, and that clock's going to continue to run.
I think you're going to hit that pass is going to come in one of those particular spots that we don't think about, because I know watching our offense, I know we could pass one just out of the blue right there, ready to go, and I think Carlisle's that same way. And
you'll notice we've been running a lot, had a lot of success early on the outside. Yeah. That's what happened 2 years ago when this game went into overtime. You'll remember Hawthorne, he had less than 100 carries in this. We couldn't just get anything going up the middle.
Right, and I think they're trying to do that with that motion. If you notice, we've ran a lot of different motion coming out of it. Motion play, then run in right there.
And Rash keeps the ball, makes a few men miss, dives forward to the 29-yard line. 28-29, good gain of 8 yards.
Good read there by Rash, because he was on that point right there. He kept it with Cameron, kept it with Cameron at the running back, and then was able to pull it and see that he had the edge to be able to go to.
Yeah, I think you read that defensive end right, and the defensive end was taking the pitch away, so he had to cut it back inside.
And then,
second 2, ball at the 28-yard line. 5:56 left to go in the first quarter. Ethan Rash under center. Behind him, 23, Tayton Warg. And they do hand it off to Warg. I can't see. Did he?
Yeah.
I think Warg ran, and then Rash followed the hole.
Yeah, because at first I thought the ball was on the ground because Tayton was there, but Rash had it. I think it was a good one of those that he faked it back to Ward, and then he followed right behind Tayton on that. So a good lead play for us right there with a good quarterback keep on that.
Good enough for a first down. Ball at just past the 35-yard line. Ethan Rash under center. And this time to pitch to Eldred to the right side. Makes a man miss, gets downfield, gets out of bounds about the 50-yard line. Nice hard run there by Ian Eldred. Looked like there was nothing doing, and he made that first man miss and then just hit the speed.
It's always good that, Ian's had a good success out there. When they're able to get him in the ball in his hands, he's able to make some guys miss a lot of times with that, with the size that he has and being able to work on the edge. So again, Carlisle in their 4-2 set. Help use that to our advantage.
Well, and having that running back dive on every play, too, the linebackers have to read that 46-7-yard line.
All right, now we got to see if we're able to – these are the little things in the game where it decides, can you come back on defense, get a stop right away, and get the ball right back.
That is one thing about this game. It's going to be a lot of how do you handle adversity, right?
Good scene up front. We got inside, number 71, Trent Wesselman, 76. Kyler Gruder's on the inside. They're actually at 70 on us. That's Aiden Folkerts, too. Good job right there.
Nice tackle there by Holden Beauchart, number 41. 35, Castro. Carried by number 45, Carter Berg. Looks like he loses a yard on the play.
Yeah, it's good for us. I noticed a lot of times for our D-line. It's
great even where with the quarterback, when he rolls out, that's when he's not looking to pass in the pocket.
No, he's got usually like two guys leading the way for him out here and everything, and then they'll look for the other back coming in the other way, and looks like we're going to put him into the punting situation right now.
Playing the field game, field possession.
We got to hurry up here. We're very lucky on that because I thought they might snap one on us.
Fierce and Canton Wine back to receive the punt. Almost blocked. Punt gets out. It's going to hit a bounce. Oh, it is going to be down at the 2-inch line. Yep, they threw his marker down.
Yep.
Good coverage there by the Carlisle special teams. That's one of those where it bounces too, right? I mean, and you're in that territory where you're just praying it goes in the end zone.
Yeah, you're hoping that they're coming down on that punt team. They're not coming down hard enough to get that coverage. And I wasn't sure there for a while if he actually rolled himself as he was going or if he actually stayed and didn't break the plane.
Yeah, they were discussing it, but it does look like they are going to set him down at about the 2 or 3 inch line.
You're at like the 6 inch. You're like at the half of a foot right now coming out of that. Half a yard or whatever. The backside of the nose of that football has to be like 6 inches off that goal line.
You almost have to do a sneak here just to give yourself some room.
Yeah. Huh? If I was playing defense on this, I'd put my biggest guy right on my center.
Right under the center,
pinch him inside going at this. So, because if you look at it now, they brought a little bit more size up.
Go ahead with the sneak.
That's right.
Gets to about the 1 yard line, so gains a couple feet.
I don't know what you call it, a gain of a yard. But it looks, well, I guess it's a couple yards out there. We got up to the 3. So.
Right. So. All right. 2nd and 9 ball now at the 2 yard line. Under 2 minutes left to go in the first quarter.
This is one of those, you can't be too generic. You want to make sure you're generic with it because you want to get the ball out of here. So
and you got to worry about holding in the end zone and everything.
And then they're going to start blitzing a linebacker and everything else because those linebackers are moving.
7 seconds left to go on the play clock. Rash hands it off to the left side. I believe that's Canton Wine. Gets a few more.
He's up to about the 8.
Bring up 3rd and manageable, 3rd and 3.
Yeah.
Ball at the 8 yard line.
7, 8 yard line here.
All right, Coach, what are you calling here in this situation? Playbook's open, I think.
Well, actually, right now, their playbook's more open. And I actually would go back to running outside on this because we've been able to get to the edge here. And if we're able to get the edge here with, is Rash going to keep one coming around, or are we actually going to come back with our A-back? That's one of those. I actually almost look like Carlisle backed off on their inside on their A-gaps there. They kind of widened out a little bit, and I want to know if that was a called one or if it was a line call on that because I know if you give that quarterback that freeway and say, hey, your A-gaps are open, and if I can get 3 yards on this, we're going to go for 3 yards.
This will be the last play of the first quarter. 1st and 10 ball at the 13 yard line. Rash under center once again, and pitches late to Aiden Rash's brother. Gets some crease downfield. The 30, 40 yard line. Gets to about the 41. Nice play
there. There right there. Okay. Nice play there by Rash on the outside after that pitch. So now it's end of the first quarter here. It happens in these football games. We start district play. Carlisle, no matter what they've done this year, I know they played Newton to a 7-point game early on. They've lost a few here and there on a 7-point game, 3-point game. One of these things with this game is this. It's going to be who wants it more, who wants to battle through it. We had one early turnover. We were able to get the ball back. They pinned us down. We're inside the 1 yard line. So right now, if you're actually listening, you'll see that they're announcing the citizen. So you got the Turner's family down there giving them the Citizens of the Year award. Carmen Wilson is handing that to him right now as Gilbert's got the ball onto their first run here on the outside. Gabe Fierce with a nice run on the edge. Maybe right back to Lauderberg. A couple of other guys over there on that good stop by 45. So now we got 4th and 5. Looks like we're in the change here. Looks like our punting unit coming out on the field. All right.
Hayden Schulte, number 1, back to receive the punt.
Hayden Schulte is a pretty good athlete for him, if I remember that name right and everything. So nice line drive punt.
Gonna get a chance to return this one. Bobbles the catch. Sneaks forward. Gets to the 40 yard line. tackled out of bounds at about the 42-43.
It's a good 22-23. Yeah, he was able to come right out of that. I thought we were right there.
52 left to go in the first half.
So here we go again. Flip down and down by the 20 now. Flip to the other side here. So
Tigers get to the line of scrimmage with 7 seconds left to go in the play clock. Rash surveys the field under center. Fierce in motion, but he pitches it late to Fierce on the left. Oh, yeah, it is Fierce on the left side.
Nice job. Nice job by Gabe there.
Does get to about gain of about 12, 13 yards. Good enough for a first down. I wonder if they thought he was going to go out of bounds and maybe just let up a little bit.
They kind of did, and then I think Gabe took that. He was going to that sideline and took a step back inside, and then they decided, but he did take a pretty good shot at the end then too.
He did, yep.
Because that's one of those, I'm like, oh man, he kind of took a shot right there at the end as he's finishing with that. So let's hope this right here keeps us going.
Yeah, we need to string a few of these first downs.
Yeah.
It'd be nice just to take an 8-minute drive right down the field.
Oh, that would be one of those right here. Take the time, take the time, take the time.
Rash under center in motion. They do hand it off. Up. Nope, he does keep it. Gains about 3 yards. Rash to a first down. Tatum Ward with the hard carry. Going to be 3rd and inches.
It's good to see Tatum running hard with that and everything.
In fact, I think they're going to give them. Nope. It's going to be close. I was looking at the far.
Okay. All right.
They are moving. Yeah. That's good enough for a first down.
I was looking at the white hat back there. He kept going like this. He was calling first down, and then wasn't sure if they were going to keep moving it or not. So,
and Tatum's one of those, he's 5'10", 190 pounds, but he just runs hard.
Yeah.
Right?
He stays low. He runs hard. And that's one of those things as we keep changing our backs around from our, couple like A back to our B back, C backs and everything. So
Kenton White in motion again. This time they do pitch it to him. Gets to the far side of the field, spins up, back to the middle, gains 5 more maybe. 4.
Yeah. Good job on Carlisle's defense to actually, as he spun back on the inside, the linebacker was right there to make the finish on it, but it was one of those to make sure is he going to get it or not. So
yeah, that linebacker 45 Carter Berg, he's playing a lot of snaps because he's also the running back too on every offensive possession. I think number 19 Jackson Hoverson was also in on that tackle. That run brings up 2nd and 6, ball at the 49-yard line.
Good to see us on this side of the 50.
Yep.
We're now let's keep it going here.
Rash under center, Ward behind him. And he's
got
a crease up the middle. Keeps his feet running, still running hard. All the way down to the –
did he just lateral it?
Yes.
I think he lateraled it at the end. Because who was –
to Aiden Rash.
It was one of those. Tatum, he broke 2 tackles. I thought he was going down, and all of a sudden the ball's out to Rash.
Yeah, it looked like at the 21-yard line he was going to go down, and all of a sudden –
keep it going.
And this is one, like I mentioned, their defensive line, they're all playing both ways.
Yeah.
So, at some point, hopefully they tire out. Rash breaks the center. 7 seconds left to go on the play clock. 5, 4, 3. And the pitch to Rash on the left. I'm sorry, Fierce on the left side. Spins out of 1 tackle, but is tackled down hard at number 10. Or maybe it was 19. I'm sorry, Jackson Hoverson.
It was like 10. And then 19 was a part of it in there, too.
Okay, 10.
Jackson Hoverson.
All right. So now the loss of 3 brings up 3rd and 8.
I won't fault our backs. Keep their legs moving. We just got to find that next crease to be able to get ourselves in there.
Graham's going to call, Coach Lunt's going to call a timeout, think this one over. Kind of a big play, in the game.
Yeah, this is one of those situations that you look at and go, okay, we have 4.5 minutes left in the half. We're inside here at the 8-yard line. We got to be able to use this and capitalize.
While we have a pause on the field, I want to take a moment to send our condolences to the Van Winkle family here in Gilbert. Kyle Van Winkle, a longtime offensive coordinator for the Tigers, still has kids in the district, and this week we lost a good one. His father, Kerry Van Winkle, passed away. Kerry is a legend of the Iowa High School Athletic Association, over 40 years leading the Roland Story Norsemen, including 2 state titles, a 38-game winning streak, and a Hall of Famer. Certainly a good guy. The limited opportunity I had a chance to meet him, and I know he'll certainly be missed around here in Central Iowa.
Yeah, he's one of those that, someone said something about him. There's some coaches around the state of Iowa that you know that name. If you know the name Ed Thomas at Alvin Parkersburg, that was another name.
Certainly.
And things like that. There's certain names that you hear, the long time they've been a part of the game of football. Big third down here.
And the pitch to Canton White is looking downfield. Has Ian. Oh, and he does get his feet down. Ian Eldred tiptoes at the back of the end zone.
That was a tightrope back there because I'm waiting to see. I was waiting for that back official. Is he going to make a call? When's he going to make the call?
No. So great play call. You could see it was open. Just looked like he floated it a little bit, and good job by Eldred to come down with it.
That's one of those plays we've ran multiple times. Cameron, he's played the quarterback position. He knows how to throw the ball and everything, and he make a nice pass from him.
Manat with the extra point. The snap is down. The kick is up, and it is to Webster City. That thing went a long ways. 4:21 left to go in the second quarter. Gilbert takes a 7-0 advantage, and that was the type of football we're used to seeing here.
Yeah, that was a good 4-minute drive, taking the time off the clock, being able to take and capitalize on the flip of the switch of the field and everything else with that. So,
trying to see if we can find some score updates from some of the other competition around the state.
I'll jump on a couple different places that I usually find scores at. So,
while we look at that, looks like Manat is going to be kicking off for Gilbert. Back for Carlisle will be number 1, Hayden Schulte. Number
19.
19. Okay, we've called his name. That's Jackson Holverson. Yep.
And then they're coming up. They're kind of tight up here. They got 4-2-1 set up here, thinking that we might do something up front. Nice deep kick here.
Yep, that's going to be good for
There's
a touchback.
Good touchback.
Yep, that's Miles Manat's 12th touchback on the year. And that's something that's important because special teams has kind of been an issue for this Tiger special teams. And I noticed coming into this game, all of their returners are averaging 20-plus yards return on kickoff. So if you can kick it in the end zone and not give them that opportunity, that's going to give you a leg up.
That's one of the things that, as people look at the game of football, you're looking at the offense. Offense does this, defense stops this. But I've seen so many games have a flip of the switch because of a special team. They get a big you score kickoff return, and so they flip the switch on you and everything else, and you think, oh, we thought we had this game, and then it goes the other way.
Momentum's a heck of a drug.
So then that momentum gets thrown. So
Haug under center. Behind him, number 3, Isaac Burke. 45, Carter Berg as well. They do hand it off up the middle. And that is number 3, Isaac Burke. And that is a gain of 5 yards. Nice hard run there.
There's another big game in 4A. Pella and Newton are tied 7-7.
Oh, wow.
End of the first.
Yes. From a power rating standpoint, both of those teams have to be.
We'll keep it. So
that run, good enough for 7 yards, brings up 2nd and 3, ball at the 48-yard line. He did get out of bounds, so the clock stops at 3.
Yeah, he has some quick feet, and he wants to keep moving. He has some quick feet, and he wants to keep moving. I still can't believe how much he runs when he's throwing. and how much, still can't believe how much he runs when he's throwing and how much he is still moving when he's throwing on that too. He paused, waited for the ball, and then fell as he went to get that catch. So
Carlisle's doing a good job just marching down the field. You know, one thing about that completion is they get out of bounds, stops the clock, still has 2 timeouts remaining, and only 17 yards away from tying this game.
Right. If they're going to keep passing like that, they always have that level. They have one deep, and they have one coming out in the flat area here. This will probably be a run play coming through. Right behind the motion.
Hand out to 45, Berg, keeps his feet moving, does fall forward for about a gain of 5.
You know, it's very interesting as you keep talking about, you know, their backfield and stuff. They're juniors. A lot of, you know, some of these guys, you know, they have a lot of seniors playing in different spots, but like you talk about 45, Berg, he's a junior. You know, their top Schulte, he's a junior. So they have some juniors in this class, you know, right now, and that played well for them. Their quarterback's a junior.
Haug takes the handoff up the middle, bounces outside, and he is tackled. Looks like 23 Leva, and was it 52 Van Cleve?
Yeah, that was a nice job.
Actually, 23 is Ward.
Ward coming on the Tatum Ward coming on the backside right there. Tatum was able to use his speed and be able to catch up with them as their quarterback Haug. He's trying to find that hole. Tatum had that enough, was able to do that burst of energy right there to go get to him.
That was a big play too, because he had a lot of running room out there on the corner if they don't tackle him there. Carlisle uses their second time out of the half. Another big play, 3rd and 6. Just over a minute remaining in the second quarter. And I guess, Coach, if you're in their huddle, what are you telling the offense, and conversely, what are you telling our defense right now?
Right away on the offense here, you're going to say, hey, our offense has been fine. We've been moving the ball. We just got to stick with and right here, I would probably be at this point, I don't know what their kicker's like. That's the only thing for Carlisle, you know.
Yeah, he's 3 for 3 for field goals along a 29.
Okay, so he's still in that position right now. They're right at that point right now. If you think about that, a 29's kicking it from the 19, so we're within that. So, you know, we might be looking at, you know, I still think it's a pass coming here, but that's me coming out there because I've watched a lot of their flats are open coming out underneath, and we got to be ready for the underneath routes.
You know, one thing that pass has been able to do is it's opened up the inside a little bit, too.
So when they open that up, then they're going to be able to run. So here they're in that formation again where they're in shotgun, coming down the flats, 2 twins to this side.
Haug rolls out to his right, looks downfield, has a couple receivers. It is incomplete.
Nice job, Ian.
Nice coverage there by number 10, Ian Eldred. No flag on the play.
That's one of those right there. They had the underneath the deep route. I mean, the only reason the deep route looked open is because we converged on the underneath route. So I look at it right now.
They are going to kick the field goal. That's actually their running back, the kicker, number 3, Isaac Burke. Like I mentioned, he's 3 for 3 on field goals.
Actually, he's right now at he's at a 30-yard right now. So
season high. Kick is down. Is it up?
I think he got it to the left. Oh, he did hit it.
Oh, and he snuck it through.
I thought it was curving left, and so
52 seconds left to go before half. Gilbert 7. Nice counter there by Carlisle to march right down the field. Took about 6 minutes of their own, get that field goal. You know, Carlisle will get the ball to start the second half.
That's the thing. I think as a coach, you know, you're going to get the football the second half right away to start with. So you're like, if I don't get the first down on that one right there, I got to realize this. We got to try to get points on the board. We can't have that 0 up there going into halftime. We need to have some points on the board and be able to work with that. So I think putting those points on the board, you know, and like we talk on special teams, you never know what can happen here. So
that is true.
You know, there's plenty of teams that will come out and be ready for anything here. So
homecoming weekend, Gilbert 5-0 for the 3rd season in a row, trying to eclipse the 1974 team, the last team that went 6-0, actually started 7-0 that year. So trying to make some history, but first things first. Back for the Tigers is number 1, Aiden Rash, number 10, Ian Eldred, along back there, number 23, Tatum Ward. We have a big homecoming announcement here coming up with the crowning of the homecoming king and queen, and then the band will play a song. So we'll let you enjoy the halftime festivities, and we'll come in, start of the second half. Thank you.
Under the field direction of drum majors Olivia White, William Dorstrom, and Kim Hansen, please welcome back to the field the 2025 Gilbert High School Tiger Football Varsity Marching Band. The band opens tonight's halftime performance with a song written by Hoyt Action and recorded by Three Dog Night that topped the charts in 1971. Here's Joy to the World.
Before we introduce the 2025 Homecoming Court, the City Council would like to thank the following businesses for their contribution to this week's festivities. Milroy's Taquitos, Pirates Flowers, and Wilson Toyota. We've had a great week of activities, awarded Powder Puff Champion, enjoyed pep assemblies, paraded through the community, and had dress-up days. Thank you to all of our students, PK through 12, and leadership roles named and unnamed for making this week a success. Now on to our homecoming coronation ceremony. Our first queen candidate is Eddie Eileen Christensen. Eddie is the daughter of Sue and Leslie Christensen and has two brothers, Gage and Brock. Eddie's favorite high school activity is volleyball because she gets to spend time with friends and compete. Honors Eddie has received include academic all-conference for volleyball, track, and softball, second team all-conference in volleyball, first place at state NECA, and National Honor Society. Evie will most remember qualifying for the state track meet and the shuttle hurdle relay during her junior year. Evie most admires her older brothers because, despite their busy schedules, and no matter what they're going through, they never fail to drop everything when Evie needs them. Eddie's future plans are to attend a four-year university to double major in management and marketing, and then serve the Lord in whatever capacity he has planned for her. Eddie Christensen. Next, we'd like to introduce you to Anna Beatrice Dante, daughter of Ricardo and Anna. Bea has one sister, Camilla. Bea has enjoyed all of her high school activities because she got to hang out with friends and make new friends. Bea is in National Honor Society, has been named Academic All-Conference in Track, is the Badminton Club co-president, and is the Becca Vice President of Finance. Bea's favorite high school memory was ICBC in Orlando and Anaheim. Bea most admires her mom and youth group leaders because they have shown her what living a life for Jesus looks like. After graduation, Bea plans to attend the University of Iowa to major in nursing and become a nurse practitioner. Bea Daunton. Our next Queen candidate is Keaton Joan Hansen. Keaton is the daughter of Jake and Katie Hansen. Keaton has three brothers, Tucker in the Army, Bert, an Arizona resident, and Nash, a student at Iowa Western Community College. Keaton's favorite high school memory is Powder Puff last year, even though her team didn't win. Honors Keaton has received in high school include Academic All-Conference for soccer and track, honorable mention for soccer in 24-25. One of Keaton's most memorable moments was being on a roof listening to Mr. Jones crash out at a job site. Keaton most admires her parents because she can always depend on them and she can only hope to be as selfless and caring as they are. After graduation, Keaton plans to attend a four-year university and major in sports management. Keaton Hansen. Our fourth candidate is Rhea Marlene Mueller. Rhea is the daughter of Darren and Kelsey Mueller. She has 5 siblings: Ella, a nurse; Nolan; Zane, a current ISU student; Adrian, a junior at Gilbert; and Mackenzie, a 7th grader at the middle school. Rhea's favorite high school activity has been soccer because she loves the sport and the people. Rhea has been named to the Soccer Academic All-Conference team and had artwork shown at the RRC All-Conference Art Show. Her favorite high school memory is watching the state cross-country meet her sophomore year. Rhea most admires her mom because she is the most helpful and giving person Rhea knows. After Gilbert graduation, Rhea plans to attend Iowa State to major in environmental science and eventually work in sustainability. Rhea Mueller. Our final Queen candidate is Bergen Lane Roski. Bergen is the daughter of Chris and Amanda Roski. She has 3 siblings: Claire, a dental student at the University of Iowa; Ian, a student at NIAC; and Eli, a University of Iowa student. Bergen's favorite high school activity has been volleyball because she's gotten to meet some of her best friends for life through it, and it has helped her overcome challenges. Bergen has been named Academic All-State for volleyball for 3 consecutive years. Bergen will most remember her junior year DMAC English class when they broke it down like a sports team before each test. Her older sister Claire is the person Bergen most admires because she is one of the smartest and strongest people Bergen knows. Claire's work ethic is admirable and pushes her to overcome anything, and she pushes Bergen to be the best version of herself. Bergen's future plans are to study medical testing and technology at a 4-year university. Bergen Roski. Our first King candidate is William Barry Taronis. Billy is the son of BJ and Sari Taronis. Billy has 2 siblings, Tony and Abby, both students at the University of Iowa. Billy's favorite high school activity is basketball because he loves it. Billy has been named All-Conference and All-State in soccer, All-Conference in basketball, and Academic All-Conference in both soccer and basketball. He was selected to the RRC Leadership Conference and is a 2-time soccer state champion. Billy's favorite high school memory is having Mr. Stein as a teacher his freshman year. Billy most admires his older siblings because of their hard work, blended with kindness and open-mindedness. After high school, Billy plans to attend Iowa State University and pursue a career as a social worker. Billy Taronis.
Our next king candidate is Matthew Alexander Zaz. Matt is the son of Steve and Jill Zaz and has 2 older brothers, Chris and David, and 1 sister, Liz. Matt's favorite high school activity has been baseball because it is a tight-knit group of guys. Matt has been named Academic All-Conference 4 times in both basketball and baseball. Received All-Conference Honorable Mention in baseball and is the co-president of the Save the Earth Club. His favorite memory of high school is the baseball campout and all the shenanigans that come with it. Matt most admires his 2 brothers, Chris and David, because they have helped shape him into the person Matt is today, both by the never-ending teasing and the unforgettable life lessons. After Gilbert graduation, Matt plans to pursue a degree in construction engineering at Iowa State. Matt Zaz. Our next king candidate is Holden Christopher Bushhart. Holden is the son of Chris and Michelle and has 3 siblings, Hadley, a student at Wartburg College, Zeta, a Gilbert freshman, and Walker, a 7th grader at Gilbert. Holden's favorite activity has been football because he gets to connect with people from other grades and see them every day. Holden has been on the leadership council for football and wrestling during high school. A favorite memory Holden has of high school is getting hoo-hot after a wrestling tournament. Holden most admires his grandpa Paul because there's not a project he won't tackle, and even if he doesn't know how to do it. This, plus his overall kindness, makes him a person Holden will always look up to. Holden's future plans are to attend Iowa State and major in engineering. Holden Bushhart. Our next king candidate is Gabriel Nordhus Fierce. Gabe is the son of Jeff and Christine Fierce. He has 1 sibling, Liz, a student at the University of Missouri. Gabe's favorite high school activity has been track and field because the coaches make every practice competitive, and the bond between teammates and coaches is amazing. Gabe has been named to the All-District First Team in football, was a member of the Elite All-State Track Team, and serves as a football team captain. His favorite high school memory is going out to eat with the football team after games. Gabe most admired Jesus Christ because he lived a perfect life and died on the cross for our sins. Gabe's future aspirations include traveling and exploring the world. Gabe Fierce. Our final candidate tonight is Mason Condon Griffin. Mason is the son of Pat and Amy Griffin and has 1 sibling, Mallory, an 8th grader at Gilbert Middle School. Mason's favorite high school activity has been football, thanks to the memories he made with his teammates. Mason has been named a first-team All-District and All-State football player, an academic All-District football player, a 3-time football team captain, and a wrestling team captain. Mason's favorite high school memory is playing poker during study hall his junior year. Mason most admires his dad because he has shown Mason how to be a man and is someone Mason can always go to for anything. After graduation, Mason plans to attend a 4-year college and continue his football career. Mason Griffin. Here to crown our king and queen are 2024 graduates Laurel Mazarek and Cooper Arkovich. Coop, you ready? The 2025 homecoming king is Holden Bushhart. And our 2025 homecoming queen is, drum roll, anyone? Bia Dante! Congratulations to our king and queen and all of our members of our court. Oh, we got so much time for activities. Okay, I'm out of. Good job, friends. It's all you. You're back at it.
Good job, Jen. Definitely wasn't freezing up for me the whole time.
band. Please rise again as the Gilbert band plays the Gilbert High School football. And the fight song.
Well, we apologize for any audio delay you may have experienced in the first half. We got inundated with a lot of text and saw the chat message that a lot of you, the screen was freezing and so was the audio. So hopefully we've corrected that. If not, Joel, it looks like we're talking to ourselves this second half. So
otherwise, they might hear me, hear you, here, there, or it could be a breakup of one or the other. So yeah, here we go.
Well, congratulations to Holden Beauchart and Mbia on being the homecoming king and queen. You know, certainly there can only be one winner, but those are a lot of great kids down there.
Yeah, they are. That's a great group. You know, I'd actually look at this. The funniest thing about this group of seniors is, as me as a teacher, this would be my one class that I end up not teaching as many because I changed over a teaching job and stuff.
Oh, okay.
But I've had a lot of these kids in different things from sports, you know, being around them and stuff like that. But this is a good, good group of kids here working hard at everything they do. So
we do have some halftime stats by Coach Stacy Sneezik down on the sideline. Canton Wine, 9 rushes, 31 yards. Ethan Rash, 7 rushes, 26 yards. Ian Eldred, 1 rush, 14 yards. Tayton Warg, 4 rushes, 34 yards. Aiden Rash, 2 rushes, 36 yards. And Gabe Fierce, 3 rushes for 11 yards. And I believe it was Canton Wine was 1-for-1 passing, 8 yards, and that touchdown pass in the back of the end zone to Ian Eldred. And a very productive first half. It went by quick, you know.
Yeah. I'm looking at the clock. It's 8:08. We've been an hour, just over an hour in, and we're already at halftime. Halftime's over, and that was with a 20-minute halftime. So I mean,
yeah, longer halftime due to the announcing of the homecoming court and the homecoming king and queen, and Tigers now coming out of the shed and taking the field, stretching it out. Carlisle's been out here for a couple minutes, taking the sideline already.
You should have another 3 minutes time now.
Yep.
Ready to go in the last 3 minutes.
You have some scores update for us, right?
Yeah,
You've been
I
tracking
looked at a couple of them in our district. You know, Ballard playing Des Moines North tonight. That's a 21-0 game, Ballard over Des Moines North. Another one that I had here, scrolling through locally, Nevada's up 7-0 over Williamsburg.
Oh.
They had to travel over to Williamsburg there with that one. Roland Story up 21-7 on Dyke New Hartford.
Okay.
And
I saw Roland Stories on their third-string quarterback, too. I mean, they've had some string of injuries.
Another 4A school would be ADM over Council Bluffs Jefferson, 35-0. Pella Newton, I think this is probably almost close to halftime here. 21-14. Newton up on Pella, and it looks like it's Pella's homecoming. So
wow, that's a big game.
Those are some of the scores right there. Looking at one time, you know, I think last time I saw Ames was down 21-7 to Council Bluffs Lincoln in the second. So,
you know, that's a long drive that you mentioned earlier for that game. But you remember a couple years ago where we had to go to Algona and Humboldt back-to-back weeks.
Yeah,
and one of those games was delayed because of a thunderstorm.
You know, you think about those. Yeah, I remember back when I was coaching varsity, we played Humboldt in a playoff game, and we had to leave early enough, and then we stopped at a park on the way up by Webster City, got out and stretched a little bit there, and then we went on and the moving of that. So it's funny, you know, talking talking to my middle schoolers, it's been funny talking about different things that have happened at this football field, what we've done, what we have tradition-wise and things like that. And we got talking in one of my classes about the NFL and a little bit of some of the local Iowa football players and stuff. And I was telling one of them, the TJ Hawkinson, who plays for the Minnesota Vikings, I said, well, his last high school football game was on this field. And so they get all like, what? Really? I go, yeah. He played his last high school game on this field. So,
man, heck of an athlete, too.
Yeah. So, like I said, I coach 7th grade football. 7th grade, 8th grade football, they're really improving.
Good.
For this. They've had some rough games, but, we're showing a lot of improvement going along there. You look through all our sports that we have going on. You talked about the volleyball team.
Yeah.
You're talking about middle school sports going on. I mean, middle school sports, they probably have about 2 more weeks, and they're going to be wrapping up their fall season, and before you know it, their winter season starts
That's
right
after that.
Yep,
so. Girls basketball start before you know it.
Yeah, I know. I coach right with middle school wrestling then, too, so that starts right away, right after that. So middle school wrestling I got to get going with, so, yeah. But we have a lot of other things going on. You got your both boys and girls cross-country team are doing really well.
Yeah, very well, yeah. Kicking off for the Tigers, number 3, Manat. And back for Carlisle, number 19, Hoverson. I think number 1, Hayden Schulte.
Yep, they're typical returners back there, ready to go. So let's see if he can put another one in.
And I think this one's not going to be returned as well.
That's great actually, that's more of a weapon than people realize, because you put them back there, you would love to have it inside the 20, to drop one and get yourself there. But, you put that one in the end zone. You don't have to worry about making a tackle.
That's right.
Those there. They're already there. Now they get it at the 20. They're backed up and everything. So
Carlisle take over, start the second half, 1st and 10. Ball at the 20-yard line. C.J. Haug under center. Behind him, number 3, Isaac Burke, and number 45, Carter Berg. Handoff up the middle to Berg. Continues to fight. Brought down by Tayton Warg, number 23. And Canton Wine, number 11. But not before a gain of 9 yards on that hard run.
One thing I see about Berg running, he runs low. He keeps himself low, and it's really making us there and being able to pick up like that one right there. He picked up 9 yards on that one play right there. So
one of those many juniors on this team that got good experience playing as a sophomore. And shoot, when we play this team next year, these will all be seniors, right?
Yeah. I'm trying to think. Should look up front to see how their line is sitting. Senior there.
Haug hands it off to number 3, Isaac Burke. Just gets past the line to gain for a first down.
So you talk about that. Well, like number 66 is out there. Samuel Brokaw. He's a junior. Okay. Yeah. I mean, you look at that offensive line right there. You got 2 seniors, 3 juniors.
Yeah.
I mean, Carlisle's sitting there. They have more. To me, it looks like the juniors is their leading class for them right now across there, with those seniors helping out, getting the position where they're. So I'd really tell you they're getting a lot of experience this year.
1st and 10, ball at the 31-yard line. Haug rolls out to the left, back to pass, finds Schulte in the flat. Knocked out of bounds at about the 42, 43-yard line. Coverage there by number 4, Gabe Fierce. Also over there is Canton Wine and Ian Eldred. Yep.
Another one of those plays for Carlisle. He takes his 2 friends with him, rolls out to the side, and everything else be ready on the run. So far, Carlisle started well here, moving the ball. Defense up front. Going to get a little pressure up front here.
I mean, 3 plays, 23 yards. Yeah. Haug fakes the handoff, rolls out to the left side, is tackled right at the line of scrimmage.
Good job by Castro. I think it was Castro and Ian on the side out there. Nice job on them. Castro did a good job coming up onto that outside linebacker position, be able to take the pitch off that.
Castro is one of those seniors too that just bided his time. Played a lot behind those seniors that got a lot of experience last year and has had a heck of a fall.
That's one thing when you get behind some of these guys wait those seniors graduate, then all of a sudden be able to be a part of those things. So
Haug drops back to pass, looks at the route tree, nothing there, tucks to run, and Tayton Warg and 35 Castro once again bring him down, along with 41 Holden Beauchart.
Nice job by Tayton there. He actually went for the tackle, but he also went for the ball.
He did,
so
yes.
He was going hard looking at that. We had great coverage on the backside back here. I was watching, they run that constant one under, one over top, and I was looking to see, are we able to cover that? We did a good job on that. The biggest thing we can't have happen is, as he's running out, we bite on his run, and then he's going to throw one over the top because we think he's running.
3rd and 5, ball at the 49-yard line. This time Haug under center. Hands it off up the middle to 45 Berg, and he makes a few men tackle, and he's out to the races. Number 1, Aiden has a chance at him, not before he gets into the end zone.
Good. Right. Berg keeps his leg running, moving, and hard run up the middle there.
49-yard scamper right down the middle of the field. And that's good enough for a Carlisle touchdown.
So Carlisle went in there, had a good conversation at halftime, so we need to come out and run hard with this.
Number 86, Dawson Van Zanti. The snapper, the holder, Hayden Schulte. Kicker, Isaac Burt. Snap is down, kick is up, and it is good. So with 9:05 left to go in the third quarter, Carlisle marches right down the field 80 yards, takes a 10-7 advantage.
So now it's one of those, right, like we talk about, you say, hey, how do you come out and counter this? How are you ready to play? And you actually have to be able to keep moving the ball here. I know how Coach Lund is. He usually fires them out and says, hey, we can't just lay on this and lay on this and lay on this. We got to be able to finish all the way through.
Well, I mean, certainly it's going to be a game of haymakers too, right? I mean, certainly you got to be able to take the punches and be able to come back and counter.
Exactly, and I think that's one of these right here. Great for us to get a good return on this and everything else. So look like Coach Scheidler and Coach Cruz out there getting them ready to go on this kick return. So typical returners back there. Aiden Rash, Ian Eldred back deep.
Isaac Burke back to kickoff. Last couple have landed at about the 10-yard line, so you think we have a pretty good chance at a return here. This one is going to be taken right at about 15-yard line by Eldred. Makes a few men miss. Got some blocking downfield. Gets to the 45-yard line.
Biggest thing as I'm watching Burke kick here, he runs up, stutters, and then I think he's trying to pop it, almost get it up a little bit higher, because it looks like he's trying to stutter and get underneath it as he tries to kick that up there. So he's been hitting about the 10 to 15-yard line with those kicks, trying to get underneath it. So.
And there is some advantage to doing that, too. If you got a fast, gunners down there if you catch the ball inside the 5 and you can tackle them inside the 20, then
that's especially true. If you're able to get that certain spot, if you have a good kicker that's able to do spot kicking and things like that, you have a big weapon there. So
Rash hands it off to Canton Wine, the right side. Gains about 5-6 yards. And I would tell you who made the tackle, but it looked like the entire team. So
it looks like it gets in there, and then sometimes it looks like it's even our own guy that we come up to, and we're running right behind us. As our offensive line is trying to make that push, our running back gets right behind him, and then you can't tell what's going to happen.
Nope.
So.
Gain of 5, 2nd and 5, ball at the 48-yard line. Tigers approach the line of scrimmage with 10 seconds left to go on the play clock. Rash under center, behind him Canton Wine and Aiden Rash in motion, and Ethan keeps the ball, gets about 1 yard on the outside, bring up 3rd and 3.
Good stop in there by 61, 24, and 45. So
61 Aiden Crowder, 45 Carter Berg.
All right.
Here's a big play here.
Right here. Here's where we got to go. Be able to keep that ball moving. Keep that, keep that clock running, but keep our ball moving here too. So, single receiver out.
This is one where, typically Rash, if nobody's under the center, he'll sneak it, but it looks like maybe they've got somebody.
Yeah.
And the pitch to the outside to Fierce. Oh, he fumbles the ball out of bounds, falling forward. They're just going to say he's about a yard. Well, look at this guy compared to that line judge over there.
Tell
they're 2 yards off.
If he goes right here, we're going to be a half a yard off because I think he has it at the 48. We need the 47.5.
The line judge on the other side of the field was 2 yards.
I know. I think he could. He was just following along.
Following the ball,
I was
maybe.
Watching here, trying to see where he actually is putting that right now. So we'll try to see if they're actually going to run a play, try to get out and jump them off sides. In middle school, this would be a try to jump off sides right here. So,
5 seconds on the play clock. They've got to hurry up here. I got to keep guess he's going to.
And now
it's going to depend on the spot.
I'm looking at the guy coming on the other side because they had to be between almost to the 47.
Ooh, that spot was.
And now
that's close. Yeah, they got to measure that.
I can't even see where the guy's because the guy got the.
Right
where I'm looking right at the official. I think he's going to be. The nose of the football short, but because they're spotted back on the 48, he's back on the 48. We had to be to about the 47.5.
That's what it looks like.
I thought when the guy was coming in on this side, he was coming and he was almost at the 47. But when he was coming on the side, so. And if
everybody's holding their breath here.
Well, now I'm looking at these chains, and when they're coming out here,
they are just a bit short. Like you were right, just by the nose of the football.
Nose of the football. Yep. Nose of the football length.
Big stop there by the Carlisle defense. Especially the way they've been able to chew clock and march down the field. This is a big possession for the Tiger defense here. But I think the crowd senses it a little bit.
And I also think Carlisle is starting to see a little bit even in their passing game because he's been able to use his legs out of the passing game. If they keep going where their levels and then the backside, I'm ready for their tight end on the backside or the backside receiver to go flying on the backside.
Well, in a game of inches and one that we said was going to be one in the margins, the Tigers have 2 turnovers on the night. Carlisle takes over 1st and 10. Ball at the 48-yard line. 7:29 left to go in the third quarter with a 10-7 advantage. The handoff to Berg, number 45. It's about 2.5, 3 yards. Tackle there by 41, Beauchart. Number 76, Kyler Gruters, also in on the tackle. Gruters comes out of the game for number 70.
Number 70. Oh, for us?
For us, yeah.
That would be Aiden Folkerts.
Aiden Folkerts, okay. Yep. Carlisle got the play from the sideline. C.J. Howe breaks the huddle. He's under center. Ball at the 49-yard line. And
Oh, that's a big pitch
That's
back
a
there.
long pitch back. Number 3, Tatum Ward with a big tackle.
That's a big pitch back there.
On number 3, Isaac Burke.
That's one of those plays that was like, as a quarterback, you're looking at that. Do I have to eat it enough to just say, hey, I'm not going to pitch 3 yards deep, 4 yards deep there? So
big play by the Tiger defense. Forces a 3rd and 12. Ball now back at the 46-yard line.
That's one of those. We had a great side on our right side of our defensive line. Defensive side of the ball over there on the right side. Good coverage even on that pitch coming out there. So
C.J. Haug is under center. Drops back to pass. It's going to be a screen. Yep, he hits Carter, number 45. Has some blocking downfield. Makes a cut inside. Does get the first down. Falls all the way down to about the 30, 31-yard line. Nice blocking downfield by the Wildcats.
That is one of those that they set that up well for them right there, being able to let the front line come in, but that second level has to be ready right there for that, to get that stop on that screen play like that. They found the right play that actually broke right there for him.
And we've talked all game about how Berg just continually run downhill, right? He's not going to fall backwards very often, right? So if you can get him at open space and chugging down the field,
and he's going to fall forward.
Haug drops back to pass. Hits Schulte in the flat. Runs out of bounds after a gain of about 7. Maybe 5. Gets about the 26-yard line.
Plays like that are going to actually will help Carlisle. They get 5 yards a pop. You look like it's not much of a play on that coming out to the flats like that, and all of a sudden they're going 5 yards. They're going to keep eating the clock up, but keeping eating those yardage. So.
Yeah, and the way they've been running the ball, 5 yards on 2 plays, doesn't seem like much. Haug hands it off inside to Berg, I'm sorry. And I say that, and he only gets about 2 yards. It'll be 3rd and 3.
Actually, that came back to number 3 now for him? Isaac
Berg. Isaac Berg, sorry. Yep.
I always hear Berg, and they're like back and forth. But that's that play right there that they fake to the one, give it to the other. The counter coming back. And it's so weird is watching the quarterback how he turns so much in there. So good 3rd down here, big play here, 3rd and 4.
Yeah, I think we're outside of field goal territory, so you got to be thinking 4 downs, 2 for Carlisle. But yeah, big 3rd and 4, ball at the 25-yard line.
Yeah, this is one of them right here. I think Carlisle's going, I got two plays to get my 4 yards right here.
Hands it off to 24. 24.
He jumped in here. That's
Evan Truitt, senior.
So
6'1", 190 pounds.
And he's about a yard short on this. So here we talk about that. He gained the 3 yards he needed. We needed 1 more on this here. So.
Well, they had a big 4th down stop. Let's hopefully we can get one here too.
Let's see how the Tigers set this up. Is Carlisle thinking we're going to come really setting hard on the A gap inside here? Oh, Carlisle decides they want to take a timeout.
They're going to think about it. Their running back, number 45, Berg's not been in the game. Number 24 replaced him, that Evan Truitt.
So I'm trying to take a look over there. I don't see anybody sitting down. I don't see anybody anywhere else. We'll see if he's in this huddle right now for Carlisle here. Again, a big play here, 4th and 1 on the 22-yard line.
As we have a second here, let's take a quick timeout on the field. Tip our cap to the boys cross-country team, ranked number 1 in Class 3A, showing exactly why. They picked up another meet title last week down in Indianola. Logan Blight crosses the line first. Jacob Tauman grabbing 3rd. Carson Squire is right behind him, 4th. That's 3 meet wins already this season. They're back at it Monday at the North Polk Invite. This group is flying. And that just seems rinse, wash, repeat, that program there.
Coach Thomas knows what he's doing. He knows how to get those runners out there ready to go. So you talk about it right now. Okay, it looks like Berg's back out there now. I think 45's on the left.
Yeah, number 87, Dawson, the tight end on the right.
They're running their full house back here.
He is tackled both short with the nope. Cantonwine.
That is Cantonwine. Big hit.
Wow.
Big hit. That's one of those. They tried. They knew the middle wasn't there. He was going to bump to the outside. Cantonwine on that safety position came up and made the big hit right there for the game.
Great job by that defensive line, too, because it almost looked like they went on 2, right? It wasn't on 1. They took time with the cadence, and nobody jumped.
And you watch the defensive line. We had everything, A gap, B gap, C gap inside there. Berg had to come to the outside there, and then all of a sudden, Cantonwine coming on that safety position coming up and made a great hit around on the outside.
Now, if you love defense, you're loving this 3rd quarter because we've seen 2 big 4th downs. Yep. Tigers now 1st and 10, ball at the 22-yard line, just under 4 minutes left to go in the 3rd quarter. Down 7-10. And Rash up the middle. Takes a hard hit. Oh, almost breaks it. Yep.
Who is that? Number
I'm trying to see.
19.
19. That's that Jackson Hobertson.
Yeah. I'm still watching here. I watch Rash inside there playing that quarterback. I still think there's times that he's seeing right in that A gap. All of a sudden, the linebackers are popping out or something moving over, and he goes and he's making a counter on making an audible up on the line, being able to make that audible call there. So I think we had a hurt player for Carlisle that went off. That's why we had a little time stoppage here. So someone I know went off on
hopefully
the side
they're okay.
6.
Yep, made it off the field.
Karsten Campbell, their linebacker, senior linebacker over there, seeing the trainers right now.
1st and 10, ball at the 36-yard line. Eldred in motion. They hand it off to Fierce, number 4. Jumps a tackler, gets down to about the 49-yard line.
Nice job by Gabe Fierce coming on the backside of that. Good fake going away. Gabe come back on the backside of that, being able to find that open gap and be able to make a good gain on that.
Number 19, Jackson Holverson, again with the tackle. He's getting up a little slow, though.
It's always great. It's not always good when you have your safeties, are the ones making the tackles. You don't want that on a defense, coming back there. Him having to come up and make that hit on the backs and everything. So
5'6", 140 pounds, too. Handoff. Nope, fakes the handoff.
Good job, Rash.
Rash makes number 1 Schulte miss, and number 19 Jackson Hobertson again with the tackle. It's got to be the strongest 5'6", 140-pound guy I've seen. Must be a wrestler. But that run is good enough for a first down. Tigers having great advantage just running up the middle here on this drive.
Good job here with 3 minutes to go. In
Nothing fancy.
Yeah, and it's going to be one of those just, keep the sticks moving. Keep always having a positive play.
Rash does hand it off up the middle to Canton Wine. Bounces the outside. He's got the line to gain. Number 10-yard 5. Touchdown.
Nice one there. Good 39-yard run for Canton Wine. Being able to get to the edge.
Canton Wine with his 8th touchdown of the season. And, again, nothing fancy. Just 4 or 5 runs right up the middle.
Coach Lund says kick it. Go for 1.
Snapper is Ben Randall. Holder Ethan Rash. Miles Manat the kick, the extra point. Kick is up, and it is good. So 2:42 left to go in the third quarter. Gilbert climbs back to the lead, take the lead 14-10.
A great shot back for Gilbert on that.
Yes.
Come back with things on that. Because, you talk about that. They had a great run. 45 Berg keeps running hard, gets a good one up the middle. The screen gets us and everything else. But we have a good 4th down stop. They have a 4th down. Oh, man, it's good. Like I said, it's going to be, let's see who's going to make that last punch.
Well, and they had all the momentum in the world with that 4th down stop, and then our defense actually gave our offense momentum too, right? Like, hey, we can stop these guys. Let's go and punch them in the mouth.
That's exactly what you talk about. You talk about where's the momentum? Where's going to be the next momentum shift? Who's going to keep it going? Who's going to keep the momentum? So we'll see. Hopefully right here it's one of those again. Good kickoff here, ready to go. Looks like we have, is it Schulte?
And Zane Moyer, number 12, it looks like.
It's a different returner on our looking at them on the right side up there. So
and
another
third touchback of the night from Manat. Carlisle will take over 1st and 10, ball at the 20-yard line. 2:41 left to go in the third quarter.
I love watching him kick because sometimes he has a little bit higher. This one looked like more of a knuckleball straight shot right into the end zone, bounced right in front of it into the end zone. So let's see what we're ready to go here. 2:41 left.
Quarterback C.J. Howe breaks the huddle, gets under center, and drops back to pass. Looking for Schulte, who's tripped up. Looks like it could be interception. Oh, right through the hands of number 4, Gabe Fierce. Schulte kind of tripped over his own feet when he made the cut.
Then I wasn't sure if it was Schulte or if it's going deep to number 12, Zane Moyer there too, because Zane was, had a good fly going down the middle there. The quarterback there again, he's out rolling to his right, working hard, rolling on that and everything. So.
Yeah, especially when you're being chased and you can't set your feet, right, and trying to throw 30, 40 yards downfield. 2nd and 10, ball still at the 20-yard line. Haug hands it off to number 3, Isaac Burke. Good enough for a gain of 5 or 6. Tackled there by number 70. I think that's Aiden Folkerts.
Yep.
So 3rd and 4, 3rd and 5. Ball at the 26-yard line. Good homecoming crowd here. Packed stands on the Gilbert sidelines.
Defense getting the call from Coach Scheidler. Ready to go here. Carlisle's going more to their open look right now. Shotgun look here.
Handed off to 45 Berg, who does rumble forward for a gain of 8 yards. Good enough for a first down. Yeah, they brought their tight end out and kind of spread out our linebackers a little bit to cover them up, and then that inside kind of open clear.
So when they open up with that right there, they usually come back with that run, or they actually have on the twin side is where they did their passing out into their passing tree underneath, over the top. Look.
That run, good enough for a first down. 1st and 10, ball at the 34-yard line. 1:30 left to go in the third quarter. Gilbert 14, Carlisle 10. Haug rolls out to his right back to pass. Hits Schulte right at about the 40-41-yard line. That's good enough. Gain of 5. That's a timing route.
Yeah.
I mean, that was one right where he made his cut. The ball was there. You can tell they have a lot of chemistry with that.
I'm looking at this. I thought he was up at the 40. He's back at the 30.
He is.
The 39 and everything. So it was just at a gain of 5 there, looking at that. But you're talking right. They do have a lot of timing routes that with Schulte on his cuts that they're always hitting him on his cut going out, or he'll go out and then looking for the cut going up on top.
Keeper by Haug and Ian Eldred. Oh, they missed the tackle, and he is tackled finally by Blake Bell, number 15.
I was just on that point right there. Ian Eldred was right in the right spot. He was actually on a good coverage. Quarterback kept it. He got off that black.
Number 34, I thought was in there too. Davis Cohen.
They keep moving around. You never know. He could be one play in, one play out. We've known a lot of changes, helping out. Looks like we had number 33, Cooper Mitchell, playing the end over here. Haven't seen him in for a little while here.
And Haug rolls out to his left back to pass. Throws across his body. It is caught on the other side of the field.
Good coverage by Ian Eldred over there. Just one step behind him. He would have been right there. Good. Another timing route.
Yeah, this one to number 12, Zane Moyer.
So it looks like we got.
Yep, 2nd and 5. Another 5-yard gain. They're just using chunk play. This will be the last. If they snap it, this will be the last play of the third quarter.
More change on our D-line coming in. Looking here. There's that Berg coming back on that counter play. Fake one way, giving right back to the counter. That's probably one of their top running plays in their offense, all the way from here down to middle school. And so
far, at least on this drive, they've used that outside passing route, to kind of open it up on first down, and then second down, they were able to get chunk plays right down the middle of the field. Nothing really too fancy.
Right. I think they're trying to pull out those backers. Our linebackers pull them out a little bit, pull them out, and then when they even come back tight, we're not always getting back all the way where we need to be in there. And so then they find that crease, and like 45 Berg, like we said, he runs hard.
He does.
He runs hard. He runs hard up there. So
6 foot, 190-pound junior, averaging 6 yards per carry on the year, and you can definitely see why. Carlisle marching right down the field But Tigers still have a 14-10 advantage as we start as we flip sides and start the fourth quarter. You know, it was kind of interesting. I was talking to Coach Lunt yesterday on the phone, and he said he wouldn't be surprised if this thing went into overtime. You know, both teams like to run the same type of offense. It's going to be nothing but, you know, how you take your punches and how you counter.
Yeah, well, that's what I thought too. It's one of those. You know, I was actually surprised when I saw Carlisle put up the 40 points when they went up with Newton and some of those, and I know how we are, but I know Newton throws the ball a little more, so I think that allowed them to open it up a little more and everything too. So in this game, you know, we know what our offense is. We run the ball, run the ball, run the ball. So, I mean, so that's what they've been doing here, but then they actually have some good timing routes like we've been talking about out on the crease, especially with Schulte.
Handoff up the middle.
Good stop.
Nice stop there by 41 Beauchart.
That's King Beauchart.
King Beauchart. Castro there as well. That's right, King Beauchart. Oh, man.
Great kid.
Yep. I know his dad, Chris, if he's listening this tomorrow on a replay, he's just rolling his eyes.
to hear King Beauchart. You know?
Yep.
Yeah.
2nd and 10 after that no gain.
I do get the coach's little brother, so, you know.
You got Walker?
I got Walker, yeah.
Rollout pass, looking downfield. Nothing open, just cuts it back infield, and he has tackled Blake Bell, number 15, number 23, Tayton Ward there.
I love watching Tate on that because he was waiting to the very last moment before he actually came at it, because I think he was still sitting in his flats where he needed to be on that route because they had a receiver close by. But as soon as he hit that line of scrimmage, Tate was using his speed to get to where he needs to be. So
you know, playing disciplined football and smart football too is going to win you a lot of games.
That's one of those hard plays as an outside backer, even as a corner. When do you give it up as being a run play to being a pass play? So
3rd and 8, ball at the 36-yard line. Castro throws him down, and he is gang tackled. Blake Bell. Eldred throws, number 10, I think, threw him down. We got flags on the play.
Yep.
There's a flag on play.
Well, that's one of those two that's kind of devastating because he had him stopped, right? And it would be 4th and long.
Your emotions, you know, that's the hard part with that. And so, you know.
They haven't made a call yet, which is interesting.
I think they're I don't know.
Trying to figure out who did it.
I don't know if they're.
There we go. Unsportsmanlike. Yep.
Yeah. So we did an unsportsmanlike call there.
That would be good enough for a first down. Tigers got to flush it now, and 15-yard penalty would be good enough for a first down.
Yeah.
Flush it and do it again.
Yeah. Man, he's making sure they get on the right. So that puts them right at that, just outside the 20-yard line here. So we got to.
You know, and there's still 10 minutes left to go. I mean, they're in field goal range. They've already hit a 30-yarder earlier tonight.
So this is right on that brink of things. Field goal does really actually. They're looking at the score 14-10. No, we're scoring. You know.
Yes.
What's 14-10 right now? Carlisle is looking at this, saying, "All right."
Haug under center, hands it off. 2:45 Berg keeps his feet running. Gets about 10. Yeah, they're going to give him 10 yards.
Yep.
52. Let's see. Van Cleve, 15. Blake Bell. Number 4, Gabe Fierce getting up from the pile.
Yeah. This is one of those right now. So this is about the farthest you can be out to get without needing to get a first down here, but you got to go get a touchdown for Carlisle. This is right now where our defense has got to figure out how we got to get into the backfield, get a stop, make them come to something, make them make a mistake.
Mistake, yes.
So
clock is running, 9:30 left to go in the ball game And Haug passes or hands it off to 14.
Good
Spins
job.
upfield. Beauchart 41 with the tackle. Number 15, Blake Bell.
Right
Yep.
there. Looked like Michael Leva on the backside, playing the good corner on the outside there. He was coming up ready to make on the backside.
I think you're right. I think knowing that, with the both teams would like to run the ball, you got to figure that they're only going to get one possession left, maybe, right? So you can't play for a field goal here hoping that you get the ball back. Yeah.
Because they're going to say, well, man, they get the ball back. They could eat up 7 minutes all the way through.
Right. Short gain brings up second and goal from the 9-yard line.
Watch him in the
Schulte
flats.
in motion, and he looks to Schulte on the left side. And he bobbles it, and it falls incomplete. Good coverage there by number 1, Aiden Rash. I thought he had it, but he bobbled it.
Yeah, that's one of those, especially when Schulte's your top receiver. He goes in motion. You got to be thinking he's doing something here that you're going to go get. So,
right. Big third down goal from the 9-yard line here. Big play in this ball game.
I'd be looking at where Schulte is, and he's your first. That's their number one target is Schulte. So
Schulte and put somebody on 45.
Yeah.
And fakes the handoff up
Good
the middle,
job.
looking downfield. Has a receiver, and it falls incomplete, looking for their tight end, number 87, Dawson.
Yeah. Who we got down now?
Number 4, Gabe Fierce in coverage, and Aiden Rash on the back end, covering up Schulte. Injury timeout, I think that's Gabe.
Yeah. Easton had a good rush on the outside coming. I thought he was about ready to be right on the quarterback there. As he's getting rid of it, Easton's coming up hard. Is that Gabe Fierce down?
Yeah, I believe so.
All right. Fourth down.
I didn't see what happened. Maybe their feet just got tangled
I
up.
think he got tangled as they were both going up, and then I think he wasn't able to brace himself because he was up in the air, and he came down pretty hard on that coverage because he was right with that tight end on the backside.
Hopefully he just got the wind knocked out of him. Looks like he's up.
He's slowly up.
He is. He's got some help.
Yeah.
That incompletion brings up 4th and long.
I can't tell if he got his body twisted or if he came down hard. So
the ball is on. 9. The ball catch.
I mean,
and goal.
All right.
They are.
Oh, they're going
kicking
for
it.
Field goal, which
Yep, they're kicking it.
That's okay.
With 3 timeouts.
I guess they're thinking, hey, we're going to get our defenses are playing well. We're going to go get a stop here. So
Snap is down. Kick is up. And it
good.
is good. Wow.
Okay.
8:26 left to go in the ball game. Gilbert 14, Carlisle 13. This is everything we thought it would be.
Yeah, this is one of those right now. It's like as Gilbert looks at this and says, "All right, 8:26 left. We got to hold on to the football and move it and take as much time as we can here." So we're known to have 6-7 minute drives.
That is true.
Let's make sure.
Yeah, right now we need to play Gilbert football, and march down the field. The big thing, like you mentioned, is just making sure you're covering up the ball because turnover here would be detrimental.
Yeah, and Carlisle, they're going to be after that football, going hard, and I know how these teams are when they know that's 1 point, whatever, tie game. Yes, they're going to be punching at that football. They're going to be ripping at that football. So we got to have 2 hands on that football at all times. And
we're going to have to do it without one of our running backs there getting some medical attention on the sideline.
So that means we'll have to make a little bit of a switch on our BC back, which we've done a little bit different on those too. So I think we've put in 3-4 different backs at times. So,
Number 3, Isaac Burke set to kick off. Back for the Tigers, number 10, Eldred. Number 1, Rash. Also back there, 23, Tayton Ward. And this one is not going to be returned. Let's see here. It looked like it. Oh, they're saying a touchback. That was close. Close to going out at the 1 yard line. But touchback will bring it 1st and 10, ball at the 20-yard line.
That would have been really, like, if it goes out the 1-yard line, we'll get out 35.
That's right. That's right, yeah. That penalty would be huge.
Yeah, that would be a huge one right there. Looking. So.
Well, here we go. This is something you work on all off season, right? This is something, every drill you have, you got. Hey, we got to go 80 yards to win the game, right?
Yeah. So now it looks like I'm trying to figure out to see. It looks like Eldred's playing one of the backs right now, where Gabe kind of would be. Ian Eldred, and then Canton Wine playing the other back in motion right now.
And they do hand it off up the middle to Canton Wine. No, I'm sorry,
That's Ward.
Ward 23.
Yep. I think it's
nice hard run there, 4 yards. Clock does continue to run. 8:13 left to go in the ball game. Gilbert holding a 1-point advantage.
Yeah. At times watching here, trying to figure out who we're using, who we're not using, in and out.
14 Hicks coming in the ball game.
Yeah. So now it looks like
15 Blake Bell.
Yep. In the tight end position. So we're going a little tight on the right side here.
Eldred in motion, but they hand it off to Canton Wine. Makes a stiff arm down the sidelines. It's a foot race, gets to the 40, cuts back inside.
Good cut. Hold the football, though.
Gets all the way down to the 30-yard line. Great run.
Great run on that. Great setup. We ran it. Usually we're double tight, yes, but we ran tight with our wing inside, our running back on the inside, being able to run a counter coming back to that because we had everything going for us offensive left. Canton Wine comes back to the right side, finds it opening out, gets the edge, does a great job, also knows not to go out of bounds.
Yes, very much so. It had a nice stiff arm there at 35-yard line.
Great job of knowing to cut back. And he's one of those guys that understands the game of football and knows I don't want to go out of bounds. I don't need that clock stop. It stops for the first down, yes. So.
Hand off to Warg up the middle. 2 hands on the football. You could tell they were trying to strip that out. Gain of 1, tackle by number 86. That's Van Zanti, I believe. Yep, Dawson Van Zanti. 2nd down 9, ball at the 29-yard line. 6:40 left to go in the ball game. Gilbert 14, Carlisle 13. 15 seconds left to go in the play clock. And 10 seconds now that the Tigers break the huddle.
All right.
Rash under center, Ward behind him. Eldred in motion. There is a flag. Motion.
Yeah. Almost looked like as our back was going in motion, our B back in the backfield was kind of moving. But I couldn't tell if it was there or on the line.
And that could be too, where maybe that's Fierce's position, and
I think that's part of it. Yeah, one of those. I don't remember Eldred playing much of a back, so that's why, because he's playing in that C back position right now for us, and working as a back position here. So then Blake Bell's been playing the tight end, so.
Penalty drops back 5 yards. 2nd 14, ball now at the 34-yard line. Hand off to Warg up the middle, and he is tackled immediately. Good sportsmanship by the Wildcats helping him up, but number 6 and 45. Obviously 45 is Berg. 6 is Karsten Campbell, one of their senior linebackers. Short gain brings up 3rd and 13. Ball at the 33-yard line. Clock does continue to run, under 5.5 minutes now left to go in the ball game.
3rd down here. We'll see. We got Gabe Hicks out wide. Looking underneath. Ian going deep.
Pitch to Canton Wine on the left side. Does fight forward to get back to the original line of scrimmage after being contacted initially 4 yards deep, but that'll bring back 4th and 10.
He runs so hard, though. He's trying to keep running hard. So we'll see what Coach wants here.
Number 61 for the Wildcats, Andy Crowder, with the initial contact. Just couldn't bring him down. What are we doing here? We're kicking.
Yeah.
Well, I did hear that he kicked a 50-yarder in practice earlier this year.
We'll be sitting at a 47-yard field goal right here.
It is no good. Wide left. All right, well, the Tiger defense, knowing that they've got a field goal kicker who's kicked 2 field goals, really has to bow up here and win this game.
I think the mark is for Carlisle, 20-yard line. They can kick it from the 20.
Yep.
And then, maybe it's 25. I don't know where the exact leg, but we're right now, I think he's kicked his longest has been 30.
It's 30, yeah, and it was tonight. Yep.
So
Wildcats take over. 1st and 10, ball at the 20-yard line. 4:27 left to go in the ball game. Down 1, and we think about 60 yards.
Yeah,
they've got to get about 60 yards.
I think 60 yards is sitting where, actually it might even be even more than that, because then that means, he's kicking from the 20.
Yeah, that's true. Haug back to pass, looks downfield. Good coverage there.
Couldn't even tell who was with him.
Ian Eldred, intended for number 1, Schulte. They both went after the ball. Looked like they both had their hands on it at one point.
You look at that. Ian Eldred's 6 foot. He's 5'10". Schulte is. So you got a little bit of a wash there.
Correct.
As they're working with that. So,
Incompletion does stop the clock.
Biggest thing as our defense is they're going to try to open us up all this, and then all of a sudden they're going to come back with, they're going to come back with Berg right up the middle.
Yeah.
And a hard run right here coming. Oh, now they switched back
out
to
of
their
the pistol formation. Haug rolls out to the right. Chased by Beauchart. It is caught. Looks like they're giving forward motion.
Yeah.
Gain of about 6 yards.
That's one of those in-between plays right there. Clock still runs on this, but we got.
I think they hit Moyer there, number 12. 3rd and 4.
All right, this is one of those,
3rd and 3, actually.
This is like 3.5, 4 right there going. Big defensive play right here coming. Carlisle's going to say this is we got to get this.
And they're out of the pistol formation once again. I wonder if they're going to go with Berg right up the middle, and they do. And he is tackled right at the line of scrimmage. Beauchart, number 41 in there.
Yeah.
King Beauchart having a heck of a game.
Hey, Beauchart's done a great job. He does a really good job, staying low. He used to being a wrestler. He knows how to work himself on the feet and being able to come down hard on that line there. He comes and shoots hard, sees Berg coming right up the middle. 4th down right here. Big play right here. Carlisle said we need this 1st down because otherwise we're not going to get the football back.
No, with only 2 timeouts.
So
4th and 3.
They got a little commotion going here. Are they going to get a playoff?
Out of the pistol again. 2 seconds left to go on the play clock. Haug rolls out to his left. Looks downfield. Doesn't see him. Chased out of bounds by Mason Griffin.
Nice.
Pass incomplete. Intended for number 86, Dawson Van Zanti.
Oh, great stop by the defense right there. We had the pressure. We're making him roll, and he was still he knew on that one he couldn't tuck and run because he was too far out.
Yeah, he was running out. He was running out of landscape there.
Because I think if he kept running, he was going to be running out of bounds. So.
Yeah, he had a couple big linemen chasing him. He was running out of real estate.
So now
turnover on downs, 1st and 10. Tigers ball at the 27-yard line. 2:43 left to go in the ball game. Up 1. Carlisle does have 2 timeouts, but you got to figure a couple plays to get a 1st down and get a 1st down. That's ball game.
Guarantee you they're probably going to use their timeouts early, especially if they get a big stop and everything else with it. So.
Rash with the handoff to Cantonwine. 2 hands on the football.
So
gets a yard. Tackled by number 24, Evan Truitt.
Kind of surprises me here. I guess he's going to probably wait and see what do we get on 3rd down here. if we can get a stop on third down in the same position, be ready for a timeout.
Right, yep, then you got to use it then. As it stands, clock does continue to run. Under 2:20 left to go in the ball game. Still 18 seconds left to go in the play clock, or in the game clock. So,
and I can see Coach Lunt right now trying to keep the football in the middle of the field as much as he can. I think his kicker would like it there in case it comes down to one of those situations too.
And Rash with the keeper holding on to the football, decides not to pitch to his brother, number 1.
I looked at that right there because he rolled a little bit, and the next guy came and smoked him pretty good. I'm like, football, hold that football right there.
100%. So. Carlisle does use one of their 2 timeouts.
So, yeah.
When play resumes, it'll be 3rd and 9.5. Under 1:50 left to go in the ball game. First down all but secures the victory.
Yeah. This is one of those that, you got, actually, they get a stop, make us go 4th down. They'll probably will burn that timeout. Try to get us figured out. What do we want to do? What do we want to go with on this work here? So
yeah, you got to figure they're going to run the ball, right? I mean, if you pass, you got to worry about an incompletion, stopping the clock. They don't have to use their timeout, and really force them to use their timeout, their last timeout. So they, even if we turn it over to them at some point, they have to go the length of the field with no timeouts.
We're sitting 2 hours into our game, and we're almost into our last part of it there. So,
well, it's lived up to his billing so far, that's for sure.
It's still, you said that. Overtime, we're still, yes, it's going to be hard to get to that point right now, but you never know. Crazier things have happened.
That is true. Yep.
Everything else. So here's it's good to see Gabe Fierce back on the field right now, playing there because I saw Eldridge out in the receiver position. So
3rd and 8, ball up to 25. Fierce is in motion.
Good option play here.
Option play. He does have the pitch to Fierce on the left side.
Oh, nice
He's
job.
Fighting forward. He's going to be right at the yard to gain. If not, maybe a yard. Looks like they're going to spot it a yard short.
So
did he get out of bounds?
No, they stopped the play because they're calling a timeout on that side is what I took it as, because when I watched him, he was still winding, and then I think they called it for a timeout. I think.
Great job of staying in bounds there, forcing them to use their timeout.
That's what I think, but I haven't seen him single for a timeout yet. So
here we go.
There.
Oh, Gilbert. No, I'm sorry. Carlisle uses their 3rd and final timeout. 1:42 left to go in the ball game. 4th and 1. Gilbert 14, Carlisle 13.
So
you think this is a slap the button right up the middle?
I think this is one of those, Rash. You read what you got there and everything else, and maybe back to one other one. It's one of these of, hey, we're going on silent count right now too. So
that's true.
We're gonna get lined up and ready to go. It's tap, we go.
I saw a short yardage situation earlier this year where they actually brought out the Philly tush push. So there's certainly that chance too.
Because right now in this situation, it's this first down ends the game.
Yep.
Right here.
100%. And here we go.
So
4th and 1.
A little bit tighter formation for us. Brought our receiver in. They're going to come up hard here. Oh, we went with the freeze.
Fierce in motion. Oh. Yep, try and get him to jump.
Yeah.
Nothing hurt.
That's a good old one of our plays. Try to get him to jump. Put a guy in motion. Coming around there, looking and working.
So. Right. Yep. Nothing hurt. Go back. You got the opportunity here to regroup, try and call another play, or try that field goal again.
Yeah.
I got to think you're just going to try and run it right up the middle, though.
I do, too.
I think you can get 1 yard with this offense.
Yeah, I think the way we've been moving the ball, they've stopped us. They had a good 4th down stop. We had a good 4th down stop. I still think the way our offense is, it's one of those, we should be able to, the way we've been playing, 1 yard, be able to get it and be able to keep that clock going and make sure the game's over then.
You know, the offensive line got the moniker the moving company, I heard, from Randy Sneezik in 8th grade, and kind of carried through them. So I'm hoping they can move the defense at least 1 yard here to secure this victory.
We have a good group here, a lot of experience out there, you know. Then you throw Trent in with some of those seniors and everything, so.
Here we go once again, 4th and 1. Rash under center. Fierce in motion. They pitch it to Canton Wine on the outside, and he does get enough for the first down.
I saw, you know, I think Rash, as he's looking or as they look inside, you know, that defense is pinching. You know, they tried it. We got the stop. That's when Cameron came up and made that stop when they tried to go to the edge. We got to the edge there. Cameron was able to get this. Carlisle can't stop the clock, so it's one of those right here. Game.
Great job there by number 73, Rowan Sense, to set the edge, too, to allow him to turn the corner. And the best play in football, the victory formation.
Rowan Sense, a sophomore, has been playing great up there, coming in with the rest of those seniors, and then Trent as a junior, coming together and being able to play that offensive line.
That entire offensive line, Rowan Sense, Easton Van Cleve, Kyler Gruters, you know, Mason Griffin and Trent Wesselman. You know, they've had a heck of a game, and there's been a lot of opportunities to run up the middle, and you know, nobody better. I can see why they got the moniker the moving company. As it looks like Tigers are going to win their homecoming match to move to 6-0 on the season. Second straight year being 6-0. As they snap it one more time, and we got a backflip situation there by Canton Wine, showing off his athleticism.
So, good win for the Gilbert Tigers.
Most certainly. 17 seconds left. Student section and all these fans standing up, cheering and applause.
That means the high school will have a good homecoming dance.
Tomorrow
night.
That's
Everything
right.
else, be able to celebrate it.
Are you chaperoning?
No. I'm at the middle school now, and I do not. That is one of the places I do not end up at. So.
We got double zeros on the board, so Gilbert advances to 6-0 with a 14-13 victory over Carlisle. That wraps up tonight's action. Like I mentioned, your final score 14-13. A big thank you to Coach Stacy Sneezik for the in-game stats, and our spotters up here in the booth for their sharp eyes all night long. Next week, the Tigers hit the road to take on the Ballard Bombers, who roll in tonight's game still searching for their first win on the season.
I think they might end up, they're close to one tonight. They're playing Des Moines North, and the last time I saw they were up by like 14. So.
For Joel Franzen, I'm Carmen Wilson. We'll be back in a few weeks when Des Moines North rolls into town. Until then, enjoy your evening. As always, go Cyclones. Go Tigers.
Go Tigers. That's right.